Good afternoon and welcome to JoyNews Today live on JoyNews, coming to you live from our studios here at Kokomimle. My name is Sweetie Abochi. Coming up, Africa Center for Energy Policy warns of looming crisis due to ECG's inability to service debts owed independent power producers. Governing New Patriotic Party criticizes opposition National Democratic Congress for saying a report by SB Morgan means victory for the NDC.
NDC Jomama has 49.12%. So, in actual sense, the SBM report puts Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ahead of Jomama.
We've got business news, sports news, and showbiz in the 60 minutes package. And you can catch us also live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. Please stay with us for details. My name is Sweetie Abochi. For our first story, the Africa Center for Energy Policy is warning of a looming crisis in the power sector owing to the inability of the Electricity Company of Ghana to service the debt owed independent power producers. The PURC, in its latest letter to the President, warned of an imminent collapse of the power distributor as debts in the energy sector continue to rise. Blessed Soga joins us from a news conference where ACEP cites ECG management of engaging in a supposed forex rate manipulations and also what they identify as a potential inflation of ECG's power application contract signed with software firm Hepatitis, amounting to the tune of over 100 million cedis. Blessed joining us on phone. Blessed, what more has come to light and what details can you share with us now?
ACEP is pointing to some contractual anomalies which they've identified in the power purchase agreement with the application that was designed for the Electricity Company of Ghana by Hepatitis. Now, they point to some discrepancies which they unraveled in an RTI request to the Electricity Company of Ghana. Beyond that as well, they are pointing to manipulation in forex, which they claim they've identified in the operations of ECG when it comes to meeting the obligation under the cash waterfall mechanism. You would recall that just a couple of hours ago, JoyNews pointed out how the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission wrote to the President pointing out to some imminent danger with the Electricity Company of Ghana in terms of the likelihood of the state agency closing or shutting down. And it's the reason for which this...
Your call has been put on hold.
Well, we have a report. Blessed Soga, we got interrupted for a second there. Please continue your trail of thoughts. Well, let's take you live to the press happening right now.
On the power sector in Ghana, diagnose correctly where the problem is. The issue has always been about how the political settlement is nursing and sustaining the inefficiencies of ECGs, to the extent that ECG now appears ungovernable by the regulator of the space. That ECG will be writing letters, disputing, and all manner of things is because they have become ungovernable, and that is sustained by a political settlement around how ECG operates. That is essentially the bottom line.
So, from what you are saying, isn't it timely? From what you are saying, isn't it timely that we take a second look at the act that establishes Public Utilities Regulatory Commission so that somehow it becomes an authority, and also make sure that instead of presidents being the appointing authority, we find a way that we shortlist what do you call it, potential candidates for that post. If that should be the way to
Let's speak to an energy analyst to put things in perspective for us. Kojo Poku joins us via phone. Kojo, many thanks for your time. Now, the Africa Center for Energy Policy, including the PURC, is warning of looming crisis in the power sector, owing to the inability of the Electricity Company of Ghana to service its debt. What do you make of the situation?
Well, I have always said, and before I continue, good afternoon to your listeners. Look, we have all expressed concern about the shortfalls in the energy sector, and I don't think this is a new conversation. The letter that has now come into the public domain, which is bringing us this conversation, is a response by PURC, by a letter written by ECG. Now, everybody is trying to make it look like PURC is the one who is saying that ECG is going to be bankrupt. We know that there are losses in the sector. We know that ECG is not being able to meet all its obligations under the cash waterfall. There is a lot of work that is in the pipeline, and there's a lot of directives that have gone to make sure that we get full recovery or improve the resources in the sector. So I think these are ongoing concerns, and it's really something that is like, oh, we didn't know this there. The sector is challenged, and everybody's aware of that.
Kojo Poku, right before I let you go, how crucial or significant is this ECG power application contract signed with Heptel to the tune of over 100 million cedis? And what is the connection between...
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
Right. So ECG has a power application contract signed with Heptel, the software firm, right, amounting to the tune of 100 million cedis. What is the connection to the looming crisis that we're getting warnings about?
Well, I have no idea of the contract, and this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Unless I get further particulars, I can't comment on that.
Well, many thanks for your time, Kojo Poku, and he's an energy analyst. Moving on, the governing New Patriotic Party is criticizing the opposition National Democratic Congress for saying a report by SB Morgan means victory for the NDC. A new report by SB Morgan has shown that the presidential elections may enter a runoff. This has been attributed to the combined forces of other parties, hindering both the NPP and the NDC from getting the required votes for a one-touch victory. Dennis Miracles Abwaje speaks for the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
NDC in the SBM report is winning in 11 regions. So when you put up that your flyer that says NDC wins 11 regions, then they started posting without reading the report. But the report clearly indicated that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has 49.26%, and the NDC Jomama has 49.12%. So in actual sense, the SBM report puts Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ahead of Jomama, because the average of the percentage they have indicate that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has 49.26% and Jomama has 49.12%. That is why today, if you go to Shamima Muslim's wall, she has deleted your flyer. Because she realized that, because in this country, why? The last election, we won only 7 regions, but we won the elections. The last elections, we won only 7 regions, but we won the elections.
Away from that, Democracy Hub, organizers of the Fix the Country demonstrations, is asking Lands Minister Samuel Abujinapo to resign following his failure to end the illegal mining menace. Leaders of the group say they will be on the streets for 3 consecutive days to drum home the message to fix illegal mining menace with immediate effect. Oliver Baka Vomawo is a leader of the group, and he spoke earlier on News Desk.
I think that people don't understand what a state of emergency means. It means the suspension of our human rights. We don't think that we need to suspend our human rights to be able to enforce our laws. That the laws can be enforced and we cannot do more damage to our constitutional framework. So we have to have level-headed solutions that protect our environmental legacy and not lead way to hyperbole and empty gestures like a set up a 3-member committee and things that, all these gestures that have no meaning for our life. This is what we're asking for. Now, for us to be able to achieve this, we ought to remember that power conceives nothing without demand. And until our demand and our voices reach a particular crescendo, all the things we're asking for from a government that is more focused on the upcoming elections than anything, we are not going to achieve this. We have to recenter the conversation to things that matter to us beyond the elections, you know.
Let's stay on that subject matter because spokesperson for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Dennis Miracles Abwaje, has been responding to him on News Desk.
against small-scale mining, I don't think is the way to go because, one, we have tried it before and it didn't solve the problem. Number two, there are people who are legitimately doing small-scale mining. It has nothing to do with Galamsey. It has nothing to do... That we should go and ban Newmont and ban Goldfields and Anglo-Gold Ashanti and all of that. But where Anglo-Gold Ashanti and Newmont and Co are mining, what has it got to do with all the discussions we are having? So again, I tell you that it is politically motivated. Indeed, our water bodies are being affected. Indeed, Galamsey is destroying the water bodies. But the proposals they are making, they are not making it in the interest of the water bodies. They are making it in the interest of their political affiliation. Do you know what happens when you ban small-scale mining? There are tens of thousands of people who are going to lose their jobs. Government should go and ban small-scale mining. If my government bans small-scale mining, I'll demonstrate against them.
Now, thousands of young people have gathered at the Black Star Square hoping to secure a rare employment opportunity. The event, organized by the Youth Employment Agency and the Ghana Report, is aimed at providing skills and jobs for young people across the country. Kenneth Jesse joins us live from the event's grounds with more. Ken, many thanks for joining us. Now, what exactly are the event organizers saying about this program?
Sweetie, there's so much noise here, but I want to believe you can hear me. Now, the jobs available here include dressmaking, hairstyling, electrical engineering, and other skills jobs. And the organizers hope that when the fair ends on the 5th of October, as many as 5,000 people will be employed. Now, the Youth Employment Agency, which is organizing the event in partnership with the Ghana Report, says it has already employed 100,000 people in the past 2 years and hope this fair will further reduce the high unemployment rate. So it's basically a fair about creating jobs for the teeming youth in the country.
You mentioned hairdressers and other skilled people. Are they training those available right now at the event's ground or just providing information and education?
Hello, sweetie.
Yes, Kenneth. You mentioned the presence of hairdressers and other skilled labor. I'm asking if they are providing any sort of technical training at the event's ground or simply educating them.
So what they're doing is that they are providing training for people. So you're going to be trained for a while in your field of interest, if it is dressmaking that you are interested in, if it is hairstyling that you are interested in, if it is electrical engineering that you are interested in. They are experts in all of those fields who are going to take you through a gradual process. You end up graduating. And now let me mention that from the Volta to the Central region, the job seekers have come from across all over the country. And then some of them who spoke to me say they have been told to go through a registration process and then will be provided with a skills training, the job of their interest before they are offered the job. So if you don't have the training already, they will give you the training, you will graduate, and then we offer the job.
Many thanks, Kenneth. Looking forward to your reports from this event ground. In other stories, former minority leader Haruna Idrisu is asking Ghanaians to reject the governing New Patriotic Party and bring back the opposition National Democratic Congress to upgrade the country. Mr. Idrisu notes that all economic indicators of the country have taken a nosedive, a reason Ghana needs the NDC. He's been speaking at the campaign of the NDC Tripong in the Nadoli-Kalio constituency, where Rafiq Salam reports.
The former minority leader in parliament, lawyer Haruna Idrisu, last out at the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP administration for promises made to Ghanaians, but has become a monumental failure, stating that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia cannot be trusted.
We can't trust you today, we won't trust you tomorrow. You said you arrest the depreciation of the cedi. It was $1 4 cedi. Today is 16 cedi, $1. What have you done about that?
Continuing, the Tamale South legislature opined that what Ghana needs is a reset and not an upgrade, poo-pooing the campaign mantra of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Do you upgrade suffering? So it means he says he's coming to upgrade our what? Suffering. Do you upgrade prices of goods when they are very high? So if you vote him, you will come and he will upgrade your problems. So vote for John Dramani Mahama, who has promised to reset Ghana.
Replayed in the Naduli-Kalio constituency, a special Dacharpon enclave, a large deposit of gold. He promised the youth in the area of an NDC government giving them license to mine, but warn it should be done responsibly.
Be assured that tomorrow, once we can get guarantee that you will do regulated, responsible mining, you will have a dedicated small-scale mining for your area here to improve your livelihood.
The NDC Nadoli Kelio Member of Parliament, Anton Somagmankara, who is seeking a second term in office, expressed worry over the seeming disquiet over the road in the country, stating that the election is not only about the NDC, but all Ghanaians who have the country at heart.
This is the beginning of our effort to contribute our quota to the success of this election for NDC, to reset this country and rescue this country.
JoyNews, Graphic Salam, Charapong.
Still on election stories, Member of Parliament for Batanga East, Dr. Dominic Ayine, says a vote for the NDC is the only way to turn the country's fortune around. Dr. Ayine was addressing his supporters at Zaurungu, where he officially launched his campaign for the 2024 election. Here's Albert Sori's report.
In a vibrant display of support, hundreds of NDC party faithful gathered to witness Dr. Dominic Ayine submit his parliamentary nomination forms and launch his 2024 campaign. The atmosphere was electric as the crowd marched from the MP's house to the Batanga East constituency office of the Electoral Commission, adorned in NDC party shirts and paraphernalia. Dr. Dominic Ayine, a three-time member of parliament who is bidding for a fourth term, took a dig at the MPP government, accusing them of turning Ghana into a federal state where party loyalty determines access to jobs and appointments.
The MPP government for 7 years has misruled this country. They've sunk us into debt, they've destroyed all our public institutions, and they are dividing us as a nation. Today, the MPP discriminates against anybody who does not belong to their party.
The Batanga East MP, however, praised former President John Mahama as a visionary leader and called on the electorate to vote for the NDC on December 7.
John Mahama for corruption. We prosecuted persons who were even NDC or affiliated to NDC. And he's a man of integrity. When you elect him again on December 7th, and when he's sworn in, he's going to hit the road running because the man knows what he's about.
Some of Dr. Dominic Ayine's supporters who spoke to Joy News expressed optimism that the NDC will retain the Batanga East constituency parliamentary seat and John Mahama will return to power after the December polls.
One thing that he has done that I appreciate is that he has built a special market for the Zwarongo people. And then he has built a special library whereby our students can go there and learn.
For Joy News, Albert Sori, Zwarongo.
Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaje, is advocating for the support and collaborative efforts of residents and other stakeholders to ensure the effective implementation of the government's campaign on malaria elimination. Speaking at the launch of the indoor residual spray campaign for malaria bedding district at Nkrankwanta, Dr. Kumabwaje also called for investment in proven malaria interventions to create a healthier future for Ghanaians. Precious Semevo has more.
According to the Ghana Health Services, the government of Ghana's funding of the indoor residual spray campaign in the Banda and Doma West district of the Bono region demonstrates a strong commitment to protecting the health and well-being of citizens in the fight against malaria. Dr. Kofi Amokodie is the regional health director.
3 in every 4 persons that visits the hospital, the OPD, goes there with malaria. It is on this basis that the Ghana government and partners have come around to implement one of the intervention activities to mitigate against the spread of malaria in this region.
The campaign launched at Nkrankwanta in the Doma West District on the theme Indoor Residual Spraying, a step towards a malaria-free Ghana, involves spraying the inner walls of houses where mosquito vectors are known to rest with an effective residual insecticide. Director of Public Health Dr. Franklin Esiedu Bekwin said the residents' privacy would be protected.
We want to assure the Ghanaians, the people in Doma West and in Banda in particular, that this is a very good initiative that will minimize the prevalence of malaria in the country. So for us, let them be reassured nothing secret will come out from their houses.
Before the launch, Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje called for stakeholders' collaboration and investment to ensure success.
The success of the IRS program depends on the active participation and support of the communities involved. I urge all residents of Banda and Doma West to embrace this initiative and to work closely with the health officials to ensure its effective implementation.
Executive Director of Kill Pest Services, Antonia Wotre Bosomafe, said they would deliver to their utmost capability to help eradicate malaria in the district. Precious Semevo, Joy News in Nkrankwanta.
Now, Ghana is aiming to eradicate hepatitis B by 2030, as experts report 1,500 deaths in 2022 from viral hepatitis B and C. With 8% of children contracting the disease from their mothers, the need for action is urgent. Na Moko Mama has more in the following report.
At the 2024 Ghana Hepatitis Stakeholders Conference, Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje, called for increased awareness and collaboration to fight the disease. He stressed that Ghana has a global obligation to eliminate hepatitis as part of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Ghana is obliged to combat viral hepatitis as part of the Sustainable Development Goals, leading to the eventual elimination by 2030. There is clearly a need to bridge the gap between the local, that's the national reality, and the lived experiences, and the demand for meeting the SDG goal 3.3. As a service, there are several interventions, case management. Over the last few years, we have been giving vaccination to children, including Hep B. And so, but there are many more things that we can do.
President of the Hepatitis Foundation of Ghana, Theobald Owusu Ansa, also called on the government and Ministry of Finance to create policies to eradicate the disease.
When it comes to hepatitis, we have been talking to ourselves, like NGOs and doctors, we have been talking to ourselves. And we need to mobilize resources. So we decided that let's work with the Minister of Health and Ghana Health Service so that we can mobilize partnership for hepatitis elimination in Ghana here. I would not say Ghana is moving forward because other African countries have done a lot when it comes to hepatitis.
On his part, Deputy Health Minister Alexander Akwesi Akwa indicated the need for partnerships and financial support to achieve the target by 2030.
So our ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, is making some resources available to the health sector so that we can do a lot of diagnostics, we can do a lot of diagnosis, we can do a lot of tests for people to be sure of their status of hepatitis.
With a collaborative effort from government officials, health organizations and the community, Ghana aims to reduce the incidence of mother-to-child transmission. Na Moko Mama's report, read to you.
Now let's update you on a story that moved many of our viewers. Matilda, the young girl who suffered severe burns just before her basic education certificate examination, is now set to undergo a life-changing surgery. Thanks to Beyond Burns International, her dream of recovery is within reach. Jacqueline Ansomayeboa has more.
It was on the night of July 7, 2023. When a devastating fire, sparked by a power outage, tore through 16-year-old Matilda's home. The blaze resulted in the death of her younger sister and left Matilda with severe burns. And with just 1 month to her BECE exams, Matilda's dreams of becoming a lawyer seemed to go up in flames. But her story didn't end there. After sharing her ordeal on Joy News, Matilda's resilience touched the hearts of many, including Beyond Burns International, who have now stepped in to sponsor her surgery. Matilda's journey has been one of pain, perseverance, and now renewed hope.
I'm good.
Now, 2 months ago we met. How has it been so far?
It's been good. Not so good, but it's good.
It's good, eh? Yes. So that were the short words. But then, what has been some of the challenging moments when it comes to your recovery? How has it been? Some of the challenges you faced?
Pain. Yeah, I feel pain and I bleed and all that stuff sometimes. So that's what.
That's what has been happening. All right. Now, how did you feel when you put the story out there? How did you feel when you realized that there was someone out there who wanted to help you?
I was feeling low because I didn't expect that we will have someone to help. But God willing, we got someone.
So what do the doctors intend to do when it comes to surgery tomorrow?
Skin grafting. So the wounds can heal fast because it's keeping long.
More than a year.
Yes.
Wish you all the best tomorrow. And just as she's saying, when it comes to the skin graft, there are wounds that needs to be healed, and that's what the doctors are going to do. So, without the wounds being healed, and what about your mobility too? When it comes to your mobility, is this also? Are they going to work on it too?
Yes, please. They said they'll work on that later, but for now, it's the skin grafting.
So just as Matilda is saying, when it comes to the skin grafts, all they have to do is just cover up the wounds, because without covering up the wounds, there's no way they can go and work on the mobility. You know, she's unable to walk, and from there, they would know the next step forward.
The CEO of Beyond Burns International, Judith Ketu Addison, shared her motivation behind the gesture.
About helping people with burns, yes, I have been doing it for a while, but making it a foundation, we started in July. And so we heard Matilda's case on Joy News the first time, and it immediately just pricked my interest, and I wanted to just follow up with that.
Okay, what actually motivated you to do the whole burns initiative? Because it's something that you said you've been doing for some time now. So what actually motivated you in the first place?
Okay, I'm a burn survivor. I suffered burns as a child. I was in a gas explosion. And I mean, at several points in my life, I had been thinking about putting something together that could help survivors like me. I know that burns treatment is very expensive and it's very painful as well. And many times people are not able to afford just the treatment. And after treatment, there are other things that you need, like the psychological help. And sometimes people have deformities or malfunctions that have to be corrected, but because of money, they are not able to do all of these things. So thinking about just trying to create some kind of support for survivors, something that allows them to get the medical assistance they need to be able to at least feel better to reintegrate in society, was my whole motivation. And about Matilda, to think that she was going to school, she went to write her BCE in her. Exactly. And I also went to school in my bandages. So immediately it just felt like something I could relate to, and I know firsthand how it feels like to be with your mates and then feel different. So it was very easy for me to feel like connecting with Matilda. Matilda's case will be the 4th. Yes.
Take them through the whole process, through till the end.
Okay, for some people, it's just about trying to help them cover the cost of the treatment they have gotten at the hospital. You know, sometimes they have healed properly, but because of money, they haven't been discharged. And that's where we have helped in the past. This is the first time that we are helping someone go through with their surgery. And so that's Matilda's case. So I think that, yes, Ghanaians have to do better when it comes to treating people that have burns. I've experienced it. It wasn't the best of experiences. I've had to struggle my whole life trying to make people know that I am more than my burns.
As Matilda undergoes her surgery, today, 19 September 2024, her dream of recovery and becoming a lawyer is closer than ever. With continued support, she's ready to face the challenges ahead, holding on to hope. For Joy News, I am Jacqueline Ansama Yabua.
On that touching note, we'll take a break, but still to come, President of the Ghana Internet Service Providers Association, Michael Infojo, has attributed the rising cost of internet service to high taxes. More when we return from the break.
Good afternoon and welcome to the business segment on JoyNews Today with me, Pius Kojobaka. President of the Ghana Internet Service Providers Association, Michael Infojo, has attributed the rising cost of internet services to high taxes and the depreciation of the local currency. Speaking at the 2024 Ghana Internet Conference, Mr. Infojo emphasized the urgent need for policy reforms to stabilize internet costs and support business growth. More in this report.
The 2024 Ghana Internet Conference was on the theme Empowering Ghana, Building a Resilient Local Internet Ecosystem for Business Growth and Continuity. The president of the Internet Service Providers Association, Michael Infojo, attributed the rising cost of internet on high taxes and the depreciation of the local currency.
The results from some taxes that these service providers have to transfer to consumers. And then also, if you look at what is happening to the exchange rate, most of these service providers import their equipment from outside. They pay, in foreign currencies, and they have to change, a lot of cedis in order to get the foreign currencies to be able to provide the services that they provide. And so, if government can step into this, look at the situation at the moment, and be able to reduce some of the taxes or take some of them out completely in order to help drive the cost of internet down. That would be very helpful to the citizens.
Dean of the Quality Assurance and Planning Office at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Jerry John Ponyo, emphasized on the need for resilient internet ecosystem.
The journey towards a fully resilient internet ecosystem will require sustained commitment from all stakeholders. It involves significant investment in infrastructure, skill development, and innovation.
Head of Telecel Wholesale, Nilate, assured consumers of a reliable internet against all odds.
In response to the undersea outage in March 2024, we have boosted our resilience through significant investment by securing additional routes in West Africa through INC, in Europe via SAT3, in Southern Africa through Angola cables and WACS, ensuring greater reliability and redundancy.
The conference brought together key stakeholders within Ghana's internet ecosystem.
Star Life Assurance has announced a partnership with Eagle Tickets to provide a unique life insurance solution to event attendees. The product will enable ticket holders make claims in case of any emergency in the venue. There is more in the following report.
The product provides coverage against total permanent disability or death for event attendees. This new benefit is seamlessly integrated as an add-on to the tickets purchased through Eagle Tickets for various events, making insurance more accessible than ever. Alexander Chumesi is the head of commercial distribution at Star Life Assurance. He explains the reason behind the partnership.
It comes with it some related risk, such as accidents, and these accidents could result in disability and even death. So we need to really team up with a market leader such as Eagle Tickets to provide the needed protection for event attendees.
With the festive season fast approaching, the Chief Executive Officer of Eagle Tickets, George Festus Mensah, believes that it's time to have a comprehensive insurance plan for event attendees.
Anyone who purchases a digital ticket from Eagle Tickets, who is within the age 74 years, qualifies for this. So as was mentioned during the launch, the anxiety which comes from attending such events, football events, entertainment events, and any other event, be it religious, corporate, or anything, there is always an anxiety around it. Preparing to go, anything can happen. My team got caught up in traffic today due to unforeseen circumstances on the way.
On her part, the Chief Executive Officer of Star Life Assurance, Kakra Dufour Nyako, applauded her team for working hard to launch the product.
So we're very excited about this. I want to give a personal thanks to Madam Stella. I think, as everybody said, it's been a long journey. I've bombarded her with calls, I've bombarded her with visits, but they have been extremely supportive and they have held a hand through the process. Of course, with any unusual kind of collaboration, a lot of work needs to go into it. So I'm appreciating more especially the NIC and Madam Stella for her patience, and my team as well. I think I always say that my team they keep me going. Because sometimes when you look at the challenges and the roadblocks, I'm like, guys, let's just give up, because it's not, but they spur me on.
And that's your business for now. Dara will be here at 1 p.m. with the marketplace. We've got sports for you next.
Time now to bring you sports here on Joy News Today with me, Muftahou Nabila Abdullah. Ghana Black Stars has dropped to 70th in the FIFA rankings for the month of September. The senior national team, after losing their AFCON 2025 qualifier against Angola and drawing against Niger, has seen them drop from 64th all the way up to 70th in the world. Ghana is now ranked 14th in Africa as well. The 4 times FIFA World Cup participants and African Cup of Nations champions came up against Angola and Niger during the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. But the other side, as I mentioned earlier, lost to Angola before drawing against Niger. Ghana, who previously occupied the 64th position on the global rankings, now dropped to 70th on the log following the 2 games. Georgia, Burkina Faso, United Arab Emirates, Albania, Cape Verde, and Burkina Faso are now the countries to have moved above Ghana in the global rankings. The Black Stars have also dropped 2 places on the continental ranking as well. They are now occupying 14th spot, with Burkina Faso and Cape Verde climbing above them. In the CAF rankings, Morocco have now moved to the top, with Senegal dropping 2nd. Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, Tunisia, they complete the top 5 rankings in Africa. Now let's talk Ghana Premier League football. Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be hosting Young Apostles at the Obuasi Lenkley Stadium this weekend. It is match day 3 of the new Ghana Premier League campaign. Head coach of the team, Dr. Prosper Nafe Ogum, says that his boys are capable of winning the Premier League title at the end of the season.
They have to be patient, because they should remember that the way and manner that they will support the team. Respond to it. Yeah, or will respond to the performance of the players. Will either make them confident or make them nervous and tense. So even in bad moments, we want them to stay calm and stay confident, and then stay supportive to the process. Once they are able to do that, the players will be comfortable and then feel at home and deliver. They should come to the stadium in their numbers more than before to come and cheer us up, because the league decided that normally everybody is very strong at home, and you will only be strong at home if you have the 12th man, and the 12th man is the supporters. So we are appealing to all of them, 1, to be calm and patient with us in good times and in bad times. They have to be calm and patient with us. And 2, we are appealing to them, or we are pleading with them, to come to the stadium in their numbers to come and support us. And when they come to, when the mistakes come, they should be patient with us. They shouldn't be shouting at us. They shouldn't be casting insinuations, or they shouldn't be insulting players. Because when they hear it on the field, sometimes it discourages them and it makes them lose on the field. So we are pleading with them that if there are individual errors or group errors or team errors, they should still stay calm.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com.
And that's how we're wrapping up for Joy News today. My name is Sweetie Abochi. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com to stay updated. Over there, you find stories like the latest updates in the international front and right here in the country. Please stay for business coming up next.